Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footage Sujumo. Hussam, do you know that your camera is not working, right?
What do you mean? My OBS is literally on.
No, your camera is not working. You got a black screen. Hey, pick up everybody that is here. Ashraf was the late one to the stream a little bit.
Yeah, my bad.
Hussam and Dave were here.
Do not say Hussam and Dave, because I was here 6:27. I was 3 minutes early. Dave was here 3 minutes late. We are not the same. Thank you.
David, I was here.
You know, David. With all due respect, your name is the right and honorable one. You cannot be a liar. You have to say the truth.
I'm not lying. I was here at 1:30. 1:30? Jesus Christ! I was here at 6:30.
That's the sign of a liar.
With 8 seconds remaining.
Really? Okay.
Maybe
guys,
51.
Actually, you know what? I need to show the names. You're good.
The right and honorable one. He's really embracing this like
Broski is like taking it to the next level.
It's beautiful.
Big up everybody that is here. Of course, the Gyokeres agenda has started with the likes of Dave, with a lot of people are saying that Gyokeres is not going to score a lot of goals. He's going to flop for the Premier League. That is because he is now on his way to London to actually sign for Arsenal Football Club, of course. So that is it's going to happen, of course. And Liverpool are linked to Rodrygo for some whatever reason. And Arsenal won't miss out on Rodrygo. Konate wants to go to Real Madrid. What?
For some whatever reason. What the fuck is the reason? Diaz is leaving, yani.
Yeah, okay, so Diaz is leaving.
Diaz is leaving.
Diaz leave. Liverpool now think that they're like, okay, so we're gonna get Rodrygo. You know what? Like, you know, like Liverpool is like, Nunes leaves. Liverpool like, I get Isak. It's not like they go and get Ekitika. They're like, Isak, give me Isak. You know what I mean?
Today, Callum on the show with Kope, she was like, would you take Isak, Rodrygo, and Guehi? I'm like, of course I would fucking take Isak, Rodrygo, and Guehi. Like, why are you asking me like it's a question, Habibi?
I think we should shut down the league if that happens, to be honest. Guys, hit that like button. Let's start. Where do we start, actually?
I think we need to start with the Gyokeres news.
David, tell us what you think about Gyokeres.
Hey. I think in the right system, with the right players, he'd be really, really good. Is Arsenal that place? No, it is not. And it's not an agenda or anything, because I've said this when he was linked to Chelsea. It's not like I'm hating on him now because he's gone to Arsenal. No. I've had this issue with him for a while. I've seen compilations, I've seen the goals, I've watched the footage, and I'm just not moved, guys. And no one's gonna unless he really changes the way he is when he gets to the Prem, or Arsenal change their whole system and their whole thing is we're just gonna feed him the ball as much as we can. I don't believe in him. I don't see it. And my bet was on the terrace was if he gets 18 non-penalty goals in the Premier League, I have to do the 1 chip challenge. I am very confident I ain't eating no chip. So I'm fine.
I mean, to be fair, it was initially 15, and then Henry made a blunder and it turns to 18. So you said he would get more than 15 non-penalty goals.
My original bet was I think he gets the under was 20 goals, but I said if he gets 10 penalties, is that to me that's a nonsense. Because
I think if you play 38 games, okay, let's say 35 plus games, I think he gets between 25 and 20 to 25 goals at least.
See, this my thing with it is I think people
Kai Havertz scored in this dead Arsenal team, as you say, for strikers. He scored 12 goals in half a season as a striker.
Yeah, but I think he suits their system better.
He scored 13 goals in 20.
I think Gyokeres is a better striker than Havertz. That's like I agree.
Moreno scored 8 goals in a dead Arsenal team.
No, but Mo, I didn't say Arsenal did. I said they were going to win the league last year and they failed me. Yeah? Let's not do like I'm not gonna I can't rate Arsenal, right? My point is that
you don't rate the guy for some whatever reason.
I don't rate Gyokeres. Not well. Yeah, I don't rate. I think he's.
You don't rate him. You think Cisco's better for some.
I think because I think Cisco. But I think Cisco's gonna be one of the best strikers in the world.
You know that Gyokeres is better than Cisco in the most. Okay, Ashraf is the stats guy. I literally checked FBref per 90, so no one can tell me. Gyokeres higher XG conversion, higher passing. Like it's everything. Like I've seen one stat other than heading and jumping that Cisco's better than Gyokeres. Every single other footballing stat, receiving, progressive carries, progressive pass,
link up,
everything, this narrative, and I said it yesterday on the show. This narrative that Cisco's better was run by some big Arsenal accounts when they knew that Arsenal prefer Cisco. So they started feeding, right, the realm of Arsenal fans that Cisco is better in the link-up play. Gyokeres is only good in this. So I went and checked. And apparently, everything they said is wrong. Gyokeres is better in every single metric of football. In headball, which is a different sport, Cisco's better. When you play headball, Cisco's a better player. Yes. But it's called football. We play football with our feet. You know what I mean? So all this nonsense about Cisco is a better player is rubbish. It's rubbish. That's not fact.
No, but did I say that?
You prefer Cisco. Say swear.
No. Okay, no. Wait. Have I not said in the past that for Arsenal it makes more sense to sign Gyokeres than it does to sign Cisco?
Do you think Cisco is better than Gyokeres?
I think
it's a yes or no question.
No. Tomorrow, no, Gyokeres is better than Cisco, but I think Cisco will be better than him in 2 to 3 years. But Arsenal aren't
based on what,
though? Based on what? That's based on
what have you seen from Cisco to make you think that he's that talented?
What is this, bro?
I want to say one thing to the people that are calling out David right now. You know who deserve to get called out? The Arsenal fans in the chat. That's who deserve to get called out. Because when the likes of myself and Ashraf come here and say Gyokeres is clear of Cisco, it's not Cisco or Gyokeres. Whichever one we get, I'm going to back. I told you guys 100 times. Actually, use your own brain and have your own opinion. Of course, I see you guys in the chat. Please don't think we forget the likes of Akmal, the likes of Ian, all of you guys who just suck off blindly everything your club does. When it was Cisco, it was, oh, you're exaggerating, Hussam. You're exaggerating. You see the feeling now you get? You see the feeling now you get on the Gyokeres thing? That's why I told you Gyokeres' level is above. And the problem with you is you just back anything your club does. If your club said we're moving on from Gyokeres, we're signing Nunes tomorrow, you would go like, oh, you know, he could do Nunes. You know, all of you guys, Boston, we know you, Mikey, all of you guys are like this. Whatever the club does, you will back. Me, consistent opinions. Ashraf, consistent opinions. When the Sesko versus Gyokeres thing was happening, I came here and I said Gyokeres is an unbelievable signing. He's levels above Sesko. Ashraf said the same thing. Ashraf said he watches Bundesliga and Sesko's fucking shit. This is the truth. But the rest of you were like, oh my God, why are you exaggerating how bad Sesko are? Boston, the fucking prick in the chat every time. He has 21 GA. He has 21 GA in 33 games. You're saying it's bad? You're saying it's bad? That's the problem. So the issue is you have to just sometimes think with your brain. And the feeling of excitement that you're getting from a Gyokeres signing, and rightfully so, is an unbelievable feeling because Gyokeres is a gunman. Gyokeres is a gunman. Sesko doesn't give you that feeling. It's like the difference between Liverpool signing Ekitike or Isak. If we signed Ekitike, I'd be happy. If we signed Isak, I'd be ultra happy. I'd be extremely happy. You know, so there's levels to this game.
What if you
and the problem is you guys don't use your brains. That's your issue. You come here and you back everything your club does. And those are the people that I have a problem with, because Mo knows this. When he first met me, we had the same thing with the Liverpool fans. And he'll tell you this himself. 3 years ago, Liverpool fans were like this. Do you know more than Klopp? Do you know more than MSG? Yeah, Habibi, yes. We knew more because we shouldn't have signed Nunes. And we shouldn't have signed Fabio Carvalho. We shouldn't have signed all the bums that we signed in that summer. So yes, we knew more. We should have replaced the midfield a year early. So yes, we knew more. So the truth of the matter is we are talking about Arsenal signing Gyokeres. Everyone cut the bullshit now. Let's speak honestly. One of the most exciting strikers in world football right now. Absolutely incredible striker. And he's a goal scorer, and he's a goal-scoring machine. And any fraud who says stuff like, oh my God, when it comes to Gyokeres, all the goals he scored is on transition. Bullshit. Not all the goals he scores is on transition. I've seen him score in tight spaces.
Large number are.
The only weakness of Gyokeres is in the air. That's it. That's the only weakness.
A large number of Gyokeres' goals are very simple.
He's a finisher. His goal-scoring record is unbelievable. So for me, I was pro Gyokeres from the start, and I'm still pro Gyokeres now. I think he's unbelievable signing.
Unbelievable in Portugal.
Yes, but the same thing would be applied to the player that you like. Sesko is not even unbelievable in Germany to begin with.
David, so you don't think Gyokeres is this guy? Do you think so? Now you cannot actually say that Arsenal win the league. Do you think Arsenal will win the league?
Whoa. Hang on. Let's roll it back. Okay. They can Gyokeres could not work out and they can still win the league. Remember Jack Grealish? You can sign people for 100 mil. That one player may not work.
That's Pep Guardiola.
Eze, Eze, Madueke, these guys, Zubamendi. They're improving everywhere. They're improving everywhere, but somehow I'm now not allowed to predict that they're going to win the league, even though I don't like one signing.
Do you like?
Yeah, but
that? Do you
not
think
a
that they're going to win the
signing.
league?
That's a pivotal signing, though.
As of
very
right
crucial
now,
position.
That is equivalent to the Haaland signing for City. Literally, that is the equivalent of the Haaland signing for City. Really,
as of right now, I still put Liverpool above them, but Arsenal still must win the league.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys something for real? Someone presented this morning. If Liverpool signs Sesko and Diaz goes and they sign a left, we don't know who the left winger is, right? We don't know. Liverpool are going to try for Rodrygo, but it is reported. Okay, I'm being very logical here for the people in the chat before the Liverpool fans get so sensitive.
They're not going to sign Sesko. If it's not Isak, it's Ekitike. Even Fabrizio said it.
Ekitike is going to be way more expensive than Sesko. Way more. You know that, right?
No.
That's literally read the article.
That's not true because the Arsenal report, Ashraf will tell you right now that Leipzig were not budging on the 90 million. صح, Ashraf?
No, it's the other
No,
way.
they
Now
went a bit
Leipzig,
down, but they went a bit down,
they-
but
they
like
are
they
willing
still
now.
want
Yeah, but they
to
went a bit
go
down. That's still less than
No.
Ekitike.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, more than
They-
Ekitike.
No. They are now willing to go down, right? And the Frankfurt are the ones that are not budging with the 90 to 100 million euros. It's the other way around, guys. It's straight up.
No, that's not true. Sesko, Arsenal fans even in the chat will tell you, Sesko is the one that Leipzig are not budging on his price at all.
No.
They
Leipzig
wanted
went
90
down.
million.
Yeah,
They wanted
Leipzig went down to 70.
They wanted
And I'm
90
telling you
million.
what I just read.
يا أخي اسكت دقيقة. They wanted 90 million. Ask Ashraf everything I'm saying is true or not. They wanted 90 million, then they reduced the price a little bit. But what put Arsenal off is the fact that Sesco wanted a release clause. That's the thing. That's what
Yeah, Habibi, they went down on Cisco for like
even the price actually like stayed high because apparently their director, whoever it is, Schaffer, was not willing to budge that much on pricing, which kind of turned off Arsenal. Alhamdulillah, thank God for that. But I did hear Ekitike is 100 million, by the way. So I don't know if you're saying Ekitike is cheaper. I did hear they're asking for 100 million for him.
There was a report from Fabrizio, I think 3 weeks ago, that said that the reported 100 million is not a true price tag. I think he reported something like 68 million, something like that.
You think they're gonna sell Marmoush for like 70? Like they're gonna sell for 60?
حبيبي ما هو if you're gonna pay 100 for Ekitike, fucking put 20 on top of it, go get Isak. ما انت خليك منطقي.
No, ما هو they said that the price for Isak now is 150 million pounds. That Newcastle just said that.
خلاص. So everyone here is just going completely off of reports. No one is using logic and brain here. So if okay, more simple question. Liverpool call Newcastle tomorrow. Liverpool call Newcastle tomorrow. 120 million pounds on the table. They'll say no, صح?
Yes.
Okay, if you believe that, that's on you, not on me.
Wallah al-Azim, I believe this.
Wait, do you think Newcastle will sell for 120 million?
Does anybody?
I think 120 to 130 they'll sell.
No way, bro. No chance.
120 million for Isak.
David Ornstein himself said that it requires 150 million just to start the conversation, not even. And he even said,
you guys can believe that. I don't believe it.
No, forget Ornstein's reports. Even
you can believe what you want. Ashraf is
I'm not believing what I want. I am using deduction logically. Newcastle are struggling with buying players because of 3 reasons: because of FFP, because of PSR, and because they're trying to buy Premier League proven players like Mbeumo, etc. when the big clubs are interested and they don't have more pull than the big clubs. Now, if you give Newcastle 125 million, 130 million from Liverpool for Isak, what Newcastle will go do with that money is they will go to a Bundesliga, they will go to a La Liga, and they will sign 3 40 million pound players, 2 50 million pound players and 1 35 million pound. That's what they will do. The thing that you guys are not understanding is we were in the same exact position when the Coutinho shit was happening. I was just as angry as Newcastle fans are right now. I was extremely upset. But I did not know the plan that was happening. Selling Coutinho and buying Alisson and Van Dijk was the best thing that happened to this club because 100%. That's what took us to the next level.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in Newcastle's place, what's your target right now? I want to remain a top 4 team. Let's all be objective here. They're not going to win the league next season or the season after. If they're lucky, they will challenge 3 years from now. How do you become a consistent Champions League team? By having a team of at least 6 to 7 B+ players. That's it. So if Newcastle take that money, go buy Bynoe, go buy مش عارف مين, players from Villarreal, from Sevilla, etc. that can make them a lot better. That's it. And you're telling me Newcastle will reject another 30 million? You're full of shit if you believe that. Come on now. 150 million is like 150 million is like Yamal money, Mbappe money, bro.
If you sent them 130 mil tomorrow, I think they would say no. Because you're not going to give them 130 mil cash tomorrow. You won't. Maybe 130 lump sum, maybe. But you're not.
That's what it counts on the books, David.
It's going to be 130 amortized.
That's what it counts on the books, David.
No. But again, if you're going to go with they've got FFP issues, then they need the money now. Having it in 5 years don't mean anything.
That's what it will say on the books, the honorable one.
But if they've got FFP issues, they need the money. They actually need it.
That's the point. So if you give them 135 million, okay, Liverpool pay it over a 4-year contract period. Okay, what's 130 divided by 4?
30.
It's like 45, 42, 42.5.
So let's say just to make this argument.
Oh yeah, correct. 30.
So let's say just to make this argument easier, it's 40 million per year. Hello? Okay. So Newcastle go buy Bynoe. Okay? Bynoe for 40 million. They give him a 5-year contract. That's 8 million per year. So the same time that Liverpool is giving Newcastle 40 million per year, Newcastle are giving Villarreal 8 million per year. So that's the whole point of this.
No. Why City get cheaper transfers is because they offer a greater sum of lump cash straight away. You can't just split it over 4 years and just be like, oh, it's cheaper now.
That's not true. City is also doing the transfers over a contract period.
Look it up. City go and give people just straight money, and then they'll amortize. They'll give a greater sum at the start, and then amortize the rest of it over time. That's what City do.
It's still amortized. All clubs amortize.
If you're going to go get Isak for a cheaper price, you're going to have to go and give them 100 and something odd mil in up front straight away. And then you can amortize the 30 months.
So a couple of things, by the way, just the correct. So for starters, it all depends on what their project and what their goal is. Again, if you believe reports, they said that Isak is the most important player to their project. I think if they are planning to get better, grow their name, compete, eventually start challenging, I think it's stupid to sell Isak. Comparing it to Coutinho, I don't think is the correct equivalency because Isak is one of the best strikers in the world right now. Coutinho was never one of the best midfielders in the world. He was amazing.
Bullshit. He was one of the best 10s in the world when we sold him. Bullshit.
He was never the best. And even in the Premier League, he wasn't the best. And I can name 5 that were better than him. He was never one of the. Isak is top 3 without a question. Like, he's without a question. And some people even have him first. I have him first, to be honest. Coutinho at that time was never top 5, top 6. And Barcelona at that time were overpaying for a lot of players. They paid 100 million for Griezmann. They paid 100 million for Dembele. They paid 140 million for Coutinho. The other thing is, if Newcastle are serious about, we do want to build this project, we do want to compete, we do want to build it from here, I think selling Isak doesn't make any sense at all, because if that's the case, no matter who you buy, it's never going to be someone that can propel you to the next. I think Isak is one of the main reasons why they won the League Cup, why they finally ended their trophy drought. He could be one of the main reasons why they challenged for the league, or at least challenge for top 4. Don't forget, they got top 4 twice in the last 3 seasons with him. And he was one of the main reasons. I get what you're saying. I think every player has a price. I definitely don't think it's 130 million.
Being objective about this. Why?
Wallahi al-Azim, I am being objective.
Okay, you're the Newcastle owner. Tell me how you make Newcastle a top 4 side. Go ahead, you tell me.
I am already a top 4 side. I finished 4th last season. What do you mean?
Why did Newcastle not finish in the top 4 in the second year? Why?
Because they were also playing Champions League. They had to buy players. They had a lot of. Wait. No. I'm not done with that. They had a lot of injuries. They got Elanga. You know the stuff you're saying that they can do? They can still do it now. They can still do what Brighton does. Go to this Bundesliga league, buy 5-6 players for like 15-20 million each.
Where did Brighton finish?
Yeah, but they already have a much better team than Brighton.
See the difference now?
Exactly. No, I don't see the difference because they've
already. I'll tell you the difference.
Why would you sell Isak?
Baleba can make a mistake every week and no one would give a fuck. That's the difference.
But they already have Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton and Sandro Tonali. So if they get someone like a Baleba, but not Baleba exactly, if they get a talent like Baleba,
no, that's not the point I'm making.
He's not coming in to be starting.
No, you're responding to something I'm not saying. You're saying go do what Brighton does. Go buy 2 million from Belgian league. Was a random guy we never heard of. I'm saying the difference between a Brighton and a Newcastle trying to maintain to be a top 4 side is, if Baleba makes a mistake every fucking week for Brighton, no one cares. With Newcastle, people will care because they're trying to keep Champions League spot. That's the thing. Now, what you're saying about Newcastle, the reason why they got injuries is because they had the reason why they didn't get top 4 is they had injuries and the players were tired and they couldn't keep up with 2 competitions. Guess what? Next season they're gonna have to play 2 games a week and they have the same exact squad. You know that Newcastle, even I think 2 summers ago, didn't even buy anyone. So when you're looking at this Newcastle side now, we have to be objective about this situation. Isak is a Premier League, Champions League winning player. He is. Now, when you take a player from Newcastle, that's a Champions League, Premier League winning player, and give it to a team that's willing to that's already like in a position to win the Champions League or the Premier League, and you as Newcastle United now, what is your biggest thing? I want to strengthen my squad. I want to make my squad capable of playing 2 games a week. The smart thing to do if you're Newcastle is take that 130 million, 140 million, buy 4 players with it, and now I have options. Why? Because to be a Champions League team, you don't have to be consistent week in, week out. You can ask David. He went on a run of 11 games where they were fucking shit and they still finished top 4. So
but
for
Hussam,
top
are you
four,
saying they cannot buy 3, 4, 5 players extra without selling Isak?
I don't think
I
Newcastle
guarantee you
can
they will
spend,
do it.
I don't think Newcastle can spend 140 million now.
Why not?
I think they can spend 100 million and get 4 players or 3 players, and that already strengthens their team. And their team, again, their
I
team
don't
isn't
think
bad. Their team is
Hussam,
already good, and they already signed Elanga, and I think they will sign at least another 2, 3 players. And I think, and again, if you speak to Newcastle fans themselves, they'll tell you they don't need to sell him to be able to buy players because they didn't. I don't think, as you said, I don't think they bought anyone last year. They're not in an FFP issue because they got Champions League money. I don't know. I feel like after doing all of this, selling Isak could only put you like 2 steps backward. It doesn't make any sense. But I think from your perspective, from Isak's perspective, I agree he should leave because I think someone of his
Newcastle
caliber
makes 4 smart
Hussam,
signings with
Hussam,
Isak
I'm
money. How does that
confused.
put them back? Be objective
Hussam,
about this.
Hussam,
because
Newcastle
they're
don't
competing
need
with
to
us.
be-
Because they're
Isak is as
competing
good
with
as
4
you
other
guys-
giants. That's why.
Yeah,
if
Habibi
Isak is
Ashraf,
as good as you're
Newcastle
saying,
Newcastle
if
do not
Isak
need to
is
beat
as good as you're saying,
Liverpool,
why would-
Arsenal, or City.
Why would they
Okay,
sell?
or even
Doesn't
Chelsea.
make any sense.
Newcastle have to beat Man United, Spurs, Brentford, Brighton, these clubs.
No, Hussam, to finish top 4, they have to compete with Arsenal, Chelsea,
Top five,
and Man City.
top 5.
Or top 5, fine. Even top
خلاص,
5.
ما
The
England
point
has the highest coefficient يعني, so it's going to be top 5.
Yeah, but even top 5, it's not guaranteed. Last season, they didn't get it like flying. Like Aston Villa were right at their neck. No, Forest were right at their neck. I
And
know
you know
Forest
what
probably
Aston
won't.
Villa have? A squad.
Yes, but that's my point. If you go and you get, but one of the main reasons they made it though is because of their superstar striker. So the right thing to do, from a Newcastle perspective, if you have the money, which I think they do have the money for, at least for this summer, is to keep your superstar striker and add someone like Elanga, which they've
What
done.
did Aston
Add
Villa
one
have
other-
this season that Newcastle didn't?
What do you mean?
What did Aston Villa have this season that Newcastle didn't?
What? I'm confused.
Champions League.
Football. Thank you, Mo. They got knocked out by PSG in the quarterfinals. They were in the Champions League until April. Aston Villa. And they
What
still
does that
only
have to do
finished.
with it?
Okay, I'll tell you what
Sam,
it has to do with it. How many points
Because-
they finished?
because
How
I'm
many
gonna say
points
that-
they finished behind Newcastle? By the way, by also getting robbed away at Old Trafford last day. How many? 2, 3 points, 4 points, whatever it was. That's how little was separating Aston Villa with Champions League football compared to Newcastle playing 1 game a week, which now shows you my point that I've been trying to explain, but everyone being disingenuous. I'm just saying, guys, when you're not in a position to win the league, a superstar player can only take you so far. Yes, Isak helped them win the Carabao Cup 100%. All I'm simply saying is, from Newcastle's perspective, if we're being objective about this, I sell my A-star player, I go buy 4 B plus players. By definition, I'm in a better position because I need a squad, and my objective right now is finish top 5 again. That's how I can do it. That's my point.
I think if you let go of Isak, unless you sign 4 top class players who I don't think they will be able to get, I genuinely, especially by the way, if you're saying it that way, every club is going to price them out of it because now they got 130 million. Any club you go to ask for a player, they'll say, "Oh, you just got big money. I need 60 million for my player, not 30 million. I need 70 million for my player, not 50 million." That's how it happens with City.
I don't think
If
it's
that
as simple as
happens, I think they go 3-4 steps backwards 100%.
Can
It
I,
is that
can-
simple. You know why? Because I can name 10 City players right now who, when we were linked with them, were priced at 20, 30 million, like Leroy Sané. And the moment City came, they were charged extra. Ederson was charged like for 50 million or how much ever it was at the time because City came. Not because he was that kind of player. Kyle Walker, City, 50 million, also because it's City. Not because Kyle Walker was that kind of player. The same with Laporte, the same with Rodri, 80 million or 70 million, how much ever it was for Rodri. KDB, 70-something million or how much ever it was. Because City came knocking. Not because their valuation was at that time, that kind of amount.
Can I add it? I actually think the only way Liverpool get Isak for 130 or something like that, if Isak forces the move. Like literally
Which he
says,
won't do,
I
think.
want to go to Liverpool. Otherwise, Newcastle will demand like a lot of money. One of the things that about Newcastle is that I believe with Isak, if they go and get 3 players, Newcastle are in contention to actually be above Chelsea, maybe. Am I wrong to say this? Like if they have
Depends with
Isak,
If we don't improve, then maybe.
exactly. If Chelsea don't improve, like if currently Chelsea, like at the current moment, if Newcastle go and get Guéhi, for example, because they are linked with Guéhi, Liverpool are linked with Guéhi. Liverpool might not pay the price for Guéhi. Maybe Newcastle will pay. We don't know. It's reported yesterday that they want Guéhi. They already have Livramento, and they told City the price is like 80 million, which is fucking crazy, like 70 million. So City are not going to pay that, probably. And now they have the midfield. They got Elanga. That starting 11 is good enough. Jacob Murphy stay in. They still have, they're going to get a backup striker as well. Everyone knows this because Callum Winston left. They have Harvey Barnes as a backup, right, to the left. They have Joe Linton, Tonali, Miley,
so good. Botman and Shaw are both good.
Botman, Shaw, Dan Burn is not bad. He can be a backup as well. Lewis Hall, Livramento. They have a team. You know what I mean? They have a team.
They have a decent squad.
I believe if Newcastle still Isak, it doesn't matter who they buy because the market up top is so limited at the current moment. It's impossible to actually replace him, even if they buy 2 strikers. That is not going to happen. I believe that the only way is if Isak says, you know, fuck it, fuck Newcastle, I want to go win the Premier League title with Liverpool and the Champions League. If that happens, I want to raise my hand.
Listen,
it is
that's
a possibility. I'm never saying it's not a possibility.
That's why I also always keep talking about it from Isak's perspective. My thing is, look, as things stand, obviously because of the unfortunate situation that happened with our football club, I do believe now we're probably going to sign Ekitike because we're going to need someone else as well. That's the thing. So because of the circumstance, which is completely out of our hands,
and I believe you're going to get a leeway from FFP, by the way.
Possibly. But the thing is, like, I do believe now, just because of the situation, we're gonna end up with Ekitike as well because of this very unfortunate situation, of course. So I think we're probably gonna have to sign 2 now, not just 1. So that's. And
also, if Diaz goes, you need to sign a left winger. You might need to sign a. So you're gonna sign a left winger and a striker if Diaz goes. If Diaz doesn't go, and by the way, Liverpool are gonna sell Darwin Núñez, guys. Everyone here.
Yeah. But today reported again, Napoli.
Yeah, Liverpool are really now like they are negotiating the price for Darwin Núñez. So Liverpool might sign Ekitike and someone.
Hear me out. This is my hear me out moment of the stream. Right. What if Liverpool sign Rodrygo to play him striker? Think about it. Gakpo, Rodrygo, Salah.
And you'd be stupid. Why would you sign someone for 70 mil to play them out?
Because Rodrygo is a very good finisher, and he's even good with his aerial ability.
He's not.
Yes, I know, but it would be similar to PSG style.
That is one of the worst. This is why fans don't run football clubs. It's a terrible idea.
Okay, Mr. Sesko is better than Gyokeres. Okay. Mr. Irate Sesko, allow it. This is why you play rugby, not football.
Sam, don't worry. I will be here.
We saw you kick ball on football terrace. We all have lives. You were hunting birds with some of your shots. Allow it. Turtles and birds were dying from your shots, brother.
Don't worry. Just show some shame. It's just if you know.
The thing is, I do believe Rodrygo could replicate the Dembele role, but I think right now it's probably like I don't think it will be Rodrygo. I hope so. Like we should be.
I think
Rodrygo.
Yeah,
but
you
we
should
do
be.
Rodrygo. It might be like Rodrygo, Ekitike, and let's say like a Malik Fofana, something like this.
If Diaz goes and Darwin Núñez go.
Yeah, that's if the both of them go. Because then we'll only be left with 3. Chiesa, Gakpo, Salah. That's it. No one else.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to sign replacements, of course.
By the way, Rodrygo, Arsenal, again, it is reported that Arsenal did the groundwork for Rodrygo. They already actually spoke to, Liverpool already spoke to Scam, but said that Arsenal did. Sam, you know this. The Caicedo situation, when Chelsea did the groundwork.
If Rodrygo chooses Arsenal over Liverpool, he's an idiot, and I don't want him.
Why? I'm sorry, why?
Easy answer. I don't even have to answer.
No. Are you serious? No, you no. What?
100%.
I actually disagree with
Liverpool. He's dumb.
No, I
can make arguments for. To be honest, I hear both, but I'll make the argument for the Arsenal thing because obviously I'm an Arsenal fan. I think with Liverpool, he's never going to be the main man with Wirtz and Salah there, at least not for the next 2-3 seasons. With Arsenal, he's immediately one of the big main guys. Obviously, it'll be him and Saka. I also think the groundwork does make a difference. We've seen it with Caicedo. We've seen it with Declan Rice. We've done the work with Declan Rice.
Literally, Chelsea went for Lavia before, and he was waiting for Liverpool until Liverpool disrespected him and bid for Caicedo.
And then he said, I'll move to Chelsea. Exactly.
I'll move to Chelsea. But he waited for Liverpool the whole summer because they actually agreed things with him, even though we knew the other clubs wanted him. So the groundwork is something.
I can say the same with Zubimendi. We've been chasing him for more than 2 years. I think that might have had some influence with him. Rice, again, City came in the end, put a 90 million bid, and he wanted Arsenal at the time. So I do think the groundwork does make a difference. I've said it before as well. I think playing against us, and obviously the way we destroyed them, I think that also helps, because you know how a lot of footballers, obviously they watch games, they know what's happening with other leagues, but it's very different when you play against a team and you're actually like, damn, this team is quality. These players are actually that good, like, and they give you a difficult time. I think that, by the way, that might have played something with Gyokeres too, because this thing of Gyokeres, I only want Arsenal and no other team. I guarantee if he didn't play against us last season, he might have not had such a strong feeling. When you play firsthand against a team, you probably know how it is. That's why I think if Real Madrid played... No, I just think it impacts. I'm not saying that's the main thing, but I'm saying it could cause an impact. Like if a player plays against another team and knows how good they are, plus the other stuff, which is the groundwork, they're giving him the money he wants, he's going to be the main guy, he's going to start every single game. Rodrygo right now will look at Arsenal and say, bro, there's no competition for me whatsoever. He looks at Liverpool, there should be no competition, he should be starting, even though Gakpo had a decent season last season. But I think for his Brazil national team chances, he's probably thinking at Arsenal, I start every single game and I have a better chance of producing, although his chances of winning the league are obviously higher with Liverpool. Is it just me, or has Mo disappeared? Or is it my connection?
No, Mo did disappear.
Okay. Yeah, fair. And again, people will say it's trophies, but Ali, like by that logic, Zubimendi should have gone to Liverpool, Rice should have gone to City. There's lots of examples of players.
Oh my god!
What happened?
I just fucked up everything.
What the hell did you do?
I clicked wrong button.
StreamYard showed up and Sam came in the middle and...
Here we go. Anyway, so as we were saying...
Damn.
Yeah, go ahead.
This looks a bit odd. No, it's yeah.
He's not here. He's not here.
I know. I think he'll come by his Wi-Fi probably. But someone in the comments said Gyokeres found it hard against PSV. He didn't join them. Like, let's not be stupid. Why would he join PSV? I'm talking about a team that is big, that is massive, that is challenging for the league, and that's actually going to pay him what he wants. I don't even think PSV has anything close to offer compared to Liverpool, Arsenal, City, and these other teams. So, yeah, look, let's see what happens. So I do think if Rodrygo leaves, I'm not going to lie.
Main man bullshit. Habibi, he's here to play with Mohamed Salah. That's who he's here to play with. Players
so let him stay. Let him stay at Liverpool, at Real Madrid. He can play with Vinny. He can play with Mbappe.
You're back now.
Something is happening with the internet here in Egypt.
There you
so
go.
We're gonna try to make it better. So I'm gonna have to use my phone. No.
Anyway, as I was saying, I think your arguments, like, it doesn't make sense right now. Because when you talk about main man, Saka's the main man at Arsenal. You get me? If Rodrygo's going to move to any football club, he won't be the main man. He will have main man. So that's the thing. So for me, it's not about that. I think he wants to go to a club who can win trophies. I think he's going to go to a club that's successful. And that's why I'm not even ruling out Bayern Munich. I'm not. People just pushing Bayern Munich to the side. Like, oh, 100% he won't go to Bayern. Bullshit. Says who? Like, bro, I think he'd love to go to play for Bayern Munich as well. I think there will be a fight for Rodrygo, as there should be, and we will see. We will see what happens. And remember, Salah is on his way out as well, so we could sell him that part of the project. Like, you're going to be the main guy with Verts when Salah leaves in 2 years, blah, blah, blah. So,
anyway, I want to do the super chats, but you guys know what happened in Egypt yesterday, right? Just for the people that don't know, everyone knows what happened in Egypt, in Cairo, the whole Cairo, 20 million people. Yesterday, there was a massive fire in the biggest telecom building in the main center of the city. And credit cards didn't work, banks didn't work, InstaPay, if you know what that is, if you're Egyptian, didn't work, like transfer money between cell phones, like Zelle in America, or like stuff like this. You go to a restaurant, nothing works for you, like the machines don't work, the banks don't work, the ATMs didn't work. Most of the telecom in the country didn't work. You can't call your family, you can't call anybody. In gas stations, you can't pay with Visa, you have to pay cash. And that is continuing until today. It's the whole building just got burned. Just Google it, like fire in Cairo.
To anyone inside?
I think everyone left. Like it started very slow and everyone left, and then the whole building was just burned. It was mad yesterday. The whole city. I went to the bank this morning, and the majority of the services didn't work. Like all the systems are, like the whole thing is just paralyzed in the country, which is very, very strange. It happened in America during the hurricane. Like you guys, Sam, you remember when I was cut out and then I was out of the world for like 3 days.
Yeah, bro, did crazy streams together. One where I had the fighter jets above me, the other one where he had the hurricane. Bro, it was mad.
It was crazy. Let me do these super chats before we move. David's not moved by Gyokeres, but by Cisco. Okay. Fonzie, yes, he is.
Fonzie, where were you today, huh? Fucking bum.
David.
Yeah, and David has no basis for that, by the way. No basis. I don't know why he rates it.
Guys, by the way, we cannot.
I wasn't even allowed to.
Dave, I need to do the super chat, please. Guys, we can't have 1,000 people and we have 200 likes. Guys, please, we need the likes at least to like at least half the percentage. Like we cannot have that many votes and not likes. Hit that like button. David, should Chelsea get Cisco since you have time? Yes or no?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'd happy take it.
Okay, but like this is the thing. Like I wouldn't be opposed to it based on how he defends Cisco. It should be like, oh my god, yes.
No, but the thing is, but I've already got Delap and Pedro and where's he?
Oh, so do you think
unless I sell Nicholas Jackson and then I buy, then yeah,
do you think Delap is better than Gyokeres? Say yes or no question. Okay.
No.
Okay, good. You saved yourself. You saved yourself right there. I don't get the play style point, so he won't fit in the system that yielded us 14 draws. Brilliant. We now have to change the way we play.
Also, Gyokeres plays for Sporting that averages 60% possession in the Liga Portugal. So they have the highest. They have the highest. 64. Sorry, they have the highest possession in Liga Portugal, like on average. So
and do you know how much? And can someone tell the people that are watching what is the position stat for RB Leipzig? 50.
Oh, so because teams have possession, therefore, it just throws everything else out the window.
By the way, that is literally a way of scouting player. It's literally a way of scouting. For example, Tarkowski on paper, most tackles, blocks, stuff like that. But because Everton averaged 40%, stats-wise, Tarkowski looked great. Tackles and all the stuff. But put Tarkowski in an Arsenal team when he has to defend at 30 yards, when a striker running him. Maguire, by the way, that is why Maguire to Man United didn't make any sense. Leicester averaged 49% position. And they scouted him, and he went to Man United that tried to play position-based football. It makes a difference. I'm not saying that is the rule, but that is how it works normally. For example, what I said, Elanga.
You're doing correlation and causation. It just because
it is football works that way.
No, not for a striker. Again, for a striker, is possession the be all and end all of why their stats are this way?
No, but it's part of it. So when you are used to play in tight spaces,
why bring it up then? Why bring it up? Because you have possession, that doesn't mean you operate in tight spaces. That's not how it works. Possession does not normally equal tight spaces. That is factually is not true. You can hold.
It is actually very true.
No, it isn't. You can have 60% of the ball and not operate in a tight space. It is very possible.
Really.
Yes.
High possession means
right, Mo. If a team plays a low block and passes it round the back, and the other team passes it round the back, are you operating in tight spaces? No, but you've had possession of the ball. So
that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in football, Dave. It doesn't happen in football.
I've never seen.
Dave, stop talking. Listen. Normally in football, the team that has possession have tighter spaces because the opposition are on the back foot of the game. My evidence is that go look at the teams that have high position in the league, the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. That's why the oppositions are deeper in their area. Nottingham Forest, for example, they have 40% position. That's why the likes of Elanga, the likes of Hudson-Odoi, they have 30 to 40 yards to run into. That normally happens in football. In exceptions, you can get teams to pass it at the back. But average over 38 games in a league season, or 34 if you're in the Bundesliga, when you have 50% or less, that means you have spaces to run into. If you have 60+% position, that means you're dominating position and you're smothering the opposition. This is just logic, Dave. It's really logic.
By the way, and I just checked the stats. Sporting Lisbon, their action zones, Sporting Lisbon, of all the possession they have, which as Mo said is 64% or how much of it was, which is massive, 45% of it is in the middle third and 34% of it is in the opposition third. That's 79% of the possession either in the middle of the pitch or in the opposition's third. So they don't just pass
Definitely
it in the back.
tight spaces, yes.
100%.
I guarantee you, Ash.
You know what?
I guarantee if you check any other team,
fine.
60+%,
Find
it will
every
be the
stat
same.
you want. Find every stat you want that's going to benefit your argument. Cool. If in 38 games I am sat here and he does not have 30 goals or 25 goals or something ridiculous, he's one of the top goal scorers, I will be here and I will call all of you out for it, and that's
We
fine.
literally said 15.
I said
15. She said
15
15.
non-penalty goals. 15 non-penalty goals max. Done. And
Penalties
if I'm
don't
wrong,
count
I'll hold my
now.
hands up and say I was wrong.
Penalties
If
don't
I'm
count
right,
now.
no,
If penalties
just
don't
no, I
count,
will be.
he doesn't.
Because
He's not going to take penalties at Arsenal. We all know this. There's going to be other players.
He scored 30 goals in Portugal, therefore he's amazing. Cool. Believe it.
I am telling you now, if Gyokeres
Fine.
is starting consistently at Arsenal, but you have to put a caveat to it so the clip will be correct. If Gyokeres gets 35 plus starts, or 33 or 34 starts for Arsenal, he will get 20 plus goals at least. And I don't mean 20.
So
it's going to be closer to 25.
So if he plays
25.
30
Closer
games,
to
he won't get 20 goals. If he plays 30 games,
By the way, 20 goals in 30 games is very good. Right?
Yeah, I know it's very good. But,
Yeah,
but
I think he will get.
But everyone's saying he's really good. So why is that a problem?
Yeah. I think he'll get 20 out of 30. If he plays 30 games, I think he gets 20 goals at least.
Fine. At least Ashraf has balls.
Yeah.
The rest of you bottlers.
I literally said the same thing.
You said 35. He's got to play. He's got.
35.
If he starts every single game, 90 minutes,
35.
he might get 20 goals.
No, I'm not saying 90 minutes. I'm not saying 90 minutes. And don't get me him playing a game in the last 10 minutes and tell me, oh, yeah, see, he played in this game and he didn't score. Okay, let me just do this. Gyokeres will eat against the bottom 14 teams and turn so many of our draws into wins. Havertz, big role to play still. Better center forward against strong teams. So,
Havertz, better CF against strong teams. Can you tell me the games Havertz has done well? Name me the games where Havertz has done well against like City or Liverpool when they were at their pump. I don't remember him doing that. I remember him going one-on-one against Liverpool and missing, and luckily Saka was there to finish it. Against City, home and away in the 23-24 season, he was horrendous. He didn't do anything. People will say he got the assist for Martinelli, but I mean, let's be honest, I don't think it was something great. All the other major games, I don't remember him doing anything crazy. He showed up against Chelsea when we slapped them 5-0, but Chelsea I think they finished 12th that season, right? Or something. Oh no. That's the season they finished 6th, but again, they were crap.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes, but listen, it is what it is. Tryon is saying, welcome Victor. Disco in the mud. Tesco's crazy.
Thank God.
Yeah, big up people like him who actually called out the Tesco thing from when it started, and Ashraf and others. People who
Sam
can
is
think for
arguing
themselves.
that Liverpool get better by selling Salah. Some players are irreplaceable.
You see TJD, this is how I know when I was. طب انت ليش تضحك؟ ما هو حكي غبي.
No, because I think it's the same.
This is how I know.
And buy 3B players.
This is how I know you and Mo just confirmed to me that you were listening from your assholes, not from your ears. I said Newcastle can't win the league for the next 3 years, so sell your A-star player. The difference is Liverpool can. So that's why selling Salah would be idiotic, because we can win and we've just won.
By the way, that is actually just
however,
that's
again,
not the right argument.
In order to get closer to the teams above you, you should sell your best player. And maybe you might get, if you sign the full players.
Yeah, guess what? Selling your best player and buying 4 players that are better than anyone else in your squad. Yeah, that's a great idea.
You know who else did that? Spurs with Gareth Bale. Look what happened to them. Didn't work out. It can go.
Oh,
either
you want
way.
to know who else did that? Other clubs and found success.
By the way, Harry Kane, Spurs with Harry Kane got worse when he left. And obviously, last season they finished 17th. I know they'll say they won the Europa League.
For every example you say, oh, if you sell your best player, you get these players and you do really well. There's another example that says the complete opposite. So
Coutinho is a good example. Liverpool spent to get Van Dijk. Yes. Oh, yeah.
But again, as I said, Barcelona were overpaying like crazy at the time. I named 3 other players where they spend mad money, like 100 million plus. I don't think it was the case, like in my opinion. And by the way, that's another thing. That's another thing. I think Van Dijk and Alisson for 75 million each or 70 million each or how much ever it was because teams knew you have money. Because teams knew these guys got 140 million.
Not true. They wanted it 4 months before, same price. Let to go to August.
I think you would have been able to negotiate it down.
No. City and Man United were priced the same for Van Dijk months ago.
Yeah. Like
what about Alisson? What about Alisson?
Chelsea
Roma wanted that money because of the Champions League semi-final they played. Roma said we're not selling Alisson.
Chelsea were offering
because they reached the Champions League final.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Liverpool could have sold Coutinho and bought Kepa Arrizabalaga, and they're not in the same position.
Chelsea got Kepa.
You know what I mean? No, but you can
that's
do
why
that.
you can make smart transfer decisions regardless.
But I'm gonna tell you something. You hit the jackpot with Alisson and Van Dijk, but Kepa to Chelsea didn't. Maguire didn't. Jack Grealish to City didn't. It's not guaranteed. Isak is guaranteed. You hit the jackpot doesn't mean. Actually, what you're saying, in the norm, it didn't work for other teams. When teams go and spend and get these players, it didn't work out for them. The Spurs, for example, they sold like a Harry Kane and then they tried to buy this and that. And look where they are. Yes, they won a trophy, but they finished 17th with all due respect to everyone.
Barcelona sold Neymar for 222 million and got worse.
Got Coutinho, got this, got Dembele, got that.
Dembele, Coutinho, all these other players, and they got worse. It was horrendous. Yeah.
Guys, hit that like button. We still have almost 1,000 people here in the house. It is fluctuating. Let's get to 400 likes. Hit that like button. Can Rodrygo excel in the Premier League? Is he a luxury player?
Rodrygo is not a fucking luxury player.
Yeah, he's not.
By the way, I'm gonna say something, guys.
I think he's the next Alexis Sanchez if he comes.
It's gonna make a lot of people mad. People now in the Premier League and in the media treat Rodrygo as he is the superstar of Real Madrid. There are about 3 to 4 players that are higher than him in the Real Madrid.
Higher than him, yeah.
Rodrygo is very good. Is very, very good. But he is not like... This is not Neymar of MSN. It's not Luis Suarez of MSN. This is a guy that is good, very good, has amazing talent, right? But he can't force himself into a Xabi Alonso team. He couldn't force himself into an Ancelotti team. Is it political? What I mean political, I mean players political because of Mbappe, money, because of Vinny Jr.? It might be. But is he really better than Mbappe and Vinny Jr.? I don't think so. Right? He's very good. Can I ask everyone something?
By the way, he's literally the you remember Messi, Neymar, Alexis Sanchez before they got Suarez? That is what Rodrygo is.
Alexis Sanchez, yes.
Exactly. He's the Alexis Sanchez of Messi and Neymar. Like, and he's a very good player, don't get me wrong.
Is he better than Olise?
Yeah.
No.
I think he's better.
No.
I think he's better than
Guys, got people in the chat. Give me one name. By the way, that's after we watch Olise play for Bayern Munich.
Ashraf, Alexis Sanchez's point is actually accurate.
Is it, guys, one name, Olise or Rodrygo? One name in the chat, really. I would play different positions, but on the right side, I would definitely prefer Olise.
On the right, for sure. Yeah. But compare Olise on the right and Rodrygo on the left.
Yeah, Rodrygo left in the last 2 seasons, played 12 games. Fair enough. Great. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, but that is his original position, though. Yeah, but nobody's saying go compare stats in those 12. I'm saying from what you've seen in those 12 games, if you've watched them.
But not phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I don't think Olise is phenomenal. Olise is not phenomenal.
He's better than him.
Olise is not phenomenal.
He's not phenomenal. Phenomenal for me on the right wing, I would say is Salah. If you want to go beyond Salah, there's Yamal. Yamal and Salah obviously top tier.
These
then there's Saka.
Saka and Yamal.
Phenomenal. Saka's phenomenal in the right wing for me. Saka will get you 30 G if he's fit all season across all competitions, if not more.
I actually think after I watched some of the Bayern Munich games and I actually watched Inter play against Olise and Saka are very similar, close, and they will cause the same problems. And sometimes Olise is more technical than Saka. But Saka is more effective because he has more sample size in top games, in top teams. Olise only has 1 year in a top team. He played with Crystal Palace. I think Olise is going to be one of the best wingers in the world on the right winger after Salah leaves. There's going to be Yamal and there's going to be a tier below. It's going to be Olise. It's going to be Saka. He's going to be in that conversation, to be honest.
Olise
On that right side.
Olise is as good as Saka.
He's phenomenal, bro. David, I watched him against Inter. Every time he got the ball, bro, it was fucking nightmares.
What are we doing?
Fucking
Rodrygo
nightmares,
as good as Olise? Nonsense.
Nightmares. Olise.
I think he's better than Olise.
I really think that Olise is going to be, bro, Bayern got a gym. Arteta would start Madueke over Rodrygo to fix him. I don't know, Madueke now. No, Arteta's not going to do that.
I don't think we signed.
We didn't even
Madueke,
talk about
I'm not gonna lie.
Madueke.
Can I say something? I actually don't think that Arsenal will sign Madueke.
Yeah,
They're going to be priced out. They're going to be priced
No,
out.
you cannot believe what you want and ignore what you don't want.
No. But
no, but
the
the
same
reports
reporters
mentioned that
said
Chelsea
Madueke
won't
as
يا
well.
hire.
حبيبي طب اسمع
تفضل.
حسام
Fabrizio and Ornstein.
Did you not read the latest reports, Hussam?
What's the latest report?
I'm going to tell him.
That they want a higher.
They want
ahead,
they
go ahead.
want
Oh, you tell me.
50 plus. So 50 plus add-ons, which is about 5 million. Arsenal don't value Madueke over 40 million pounds. And it's said that maybe Arsenal are going to be priced out of Madueke. Oh, that the reason why Chelsea want that is because they want enough profit on the books for Madueke because of they need to raise 60 million in sales, blah blah blah. I bet I'm gonna tell you, Hussam, if Arsenal pay 50 million, we need to have a stream where we just have half an hour of just laughing. 50 plus million for Madueke, it's a laughable offense. Like I genuinely think it's a laughable offense.
The only way it's
I
not
think he's
crazy
good
is
backup.
even though I don't want
Not
him
for
even
50
as a
plus
backup, to be
million, ya
honest.
ammi. 50 plus million for a backup. Would you need another winger that is priced at 80 million
I
pounds?
think he's good backup for Arsenal. I think he will help him.
The only way people will accept that and swallow that pill if we get Rodrygo and Eze, or even Rodrygo and we keep Waneri. Then I think people will be like, who gives a shit about the money? We got every single player we wanted.
Yes.
And then
If you
Madueke
get-
is an
if you don't even get Eze and you get Rodrygo and you get Madueke, people will swallow. We say, okay, fine.
yeah,
backup,
they'll
backup,
say who
okay,
gives a
good.
shit. Yeah, he's backup.
Yeah,
That's
You're
it.
not going to
At
sign
50 million,
Eze
it's
and
not
Rodrygo.
our money and stuff. Huh?
You're not going to sign Eze
Sorry?
and Rodrygo. It's going to be one of them.
If they sell Trossard, yes.
I don't. By the way, here's
Even
the thing.
then.
I think
Because they're not going
I
to sell
think-
Trossard and Martinelli. واحد.
I genuinely think we're only gonna get Eze or Rodrygo. That's it. No, we're not gonna get 2. We're not gonna get 3. I think we're gonna get either Eze or Rodrygo, and we're gonna be done
The
with
thing
it.
that I don't understand about Madueke is, and I'm being dead serious,
Right.
I fully believe Waneri is actually better than him right now.
He is.
Like if you
I
tell
agree.
me right now, okay, Hussam, tomorrow you sign one player to be backup for Salah at the club, I will actually say Waneri ahead of Madueke all day. Genuinely.
better.
Like I don't even think he
Not-
improves them at all. I think he's a step back.
Waneri might be. He may be. Maybe I don't think so, but maybe I can see the argument. But Madueke is better than Martinelli. So yeah.
No, he's not. Not on the left.
Yes, he
no.
is.
On the left
Yes, he
wing.
is.
On the left wing.
Oh, not on the left wing. Not on the left wing.
Exactly. That's what
No,
we're
not on the
saying.
left wing. No,
Yeah,
left
man,
wing.
you have to use
you're
possession.
riled up.
No, left wing Noni. Yeah, enjoy that one. Enjoy that one.
Yeah,
That one is
exactly. That's what. But
It's
that's
I
what we're
actually
saying, right?
don't
Like,
think that Arsenal will. I actually think
Maresca
Arsenal
did
will
play
only
him left
sign
wing a couple of times. I won't even
Yeah,
lie.
and it was painful. It was.
And he was
painful.
It was. It was. It was. It was.
Ahmed
by
is
the way,
saying
Trossard
Ekitike
is also better than him on the left.
Ekitike is better than. Is Ekitike better than
He is.
Cisco?
Yes,
I
of
think he's
course.
better than Sesko.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eh,
Fair enough.
But by the way, I think Ekitike is also like overhyped, but he is better than Sesko in my opinion.
But
opinion.
Ekitike
Okay.
has
Can I-
fundamental.
is Ekitike,
Very
okay, guys, you watch compilations, I'm sure, because your clubs are linked. Is Ekitike like Marmoush level? Or
no,
better?
no.
No, he's not. Is he
I-
like, so why is his level
yeah,
then?
it's-
He's
Marmoush,
another-
I think
he's like
Ekitike is a
Another
better
João Pedro.
passer than Marmoush.
Is a better what?
Passer than Marmoush, like passing.
Yeah, Marmoush
He's
can
an
pass
all-
the ball. We know that.
He's an
Ekitike
all-round-
I
has
mean, he
better
came
ball
from
play.
PSG. PSG all were like elite passers. So that, I mean, honestly, at PSG was a horrendous player. Like I remember watching him many times. He
Yeah,
wasn't
he
that
was
great.
garbage.
He's gotten better now for sure. I just don't think he's worth what is being quoted. Even if it's 70 million, honestly, I don't think he's worth that.
Jackpot, aka Michael Edwards transfer strategies. But yeah, Michael,
Who's
this guy.
still here, by the way. Hence the Guehi links, blah blah blah.
Kaká, Rooney, R9 era is done. 2025 Brazilians are Timo. To be honest with you guys, I was watching Vinny.
But Rodrygo is fantastic.
I was watching a little bit of the Real Madrid game. I was outside and they had it on TV where I was sitting. I swear to God, if Vinny Jr. win Ballon d'Or, like it's shame. Like he still does rainbows and bro, it hits his back heel. He tries to dribble and it goes to a throw in. He tries to drive with the ball and it goes to a goal kick. He tries to pass and it completely flops to a throw in or something like this. Rodri, right, as a player in his position is better than Vinny Jr. in his position.
Can I say something honestly? I think the
God.
Brazilian team now is better than the Brazilian team 10 years ago.
Can you remind me which 10 years ago? Because it's too many.
Oh, I was looking at this yesterday.
2014. The 14 you
Yes,
mean.
I was watching 2014.
Fred, Joe.
Hear me out.
Yeah, that was
I was watching,
that team.
I was watching 2014 World Cup highlights. I was just going through like games and stuff and just watching the football. This was their team in 2014. Yeah, ready for this? For everyone who says football fell off. Julio Cesar, Maicon, Maicon who was 35 at the time.
Finished at that time.
Thiago Silva, incredible. David Luiz, Maxwell, Paulinho, Luis Gustavo, Oscar Ramirez Willian, up top Joe. On the bench, young Fernandinho, Hulk, Hernanes, Jefferson, old Dani Alves, young Marcelo, Fred, Dante, Henrique, Bernard, who used to play for Everton, and someone called Victor.
Okay, a couple of things quickly. For starters, Brazil definitely were better 10 years ago, even though they were garbage as well. They're better than this garbage
That's
team.
a shit team, I'll be so honest with
A
you.
lot of the players you mentioned, for example, you said old Dani Alves. Dani Alves a year later won a treble with Barcelona when he was one of the best right backs in the world.
No, I said young Dani Alves. I said old Maicon.
No, you also said old Dani Alves. Go back to the clip, you'll hear it.
Fair enough.
He misspoke, yeah.
Fair enough. And by the way, he wasn't young either. He was not old. He was not young. He was like, I think 30 at the time.
29, 30.
Yeah. He was. Dante was actually a good centre back at the time. Luis
Gustavo
Gustavo
was very good.
Was a good defensive midfielder at the time. You mentioned Joe, but their actual starting striker was Fred, who was but you're missing the point that they had.
Joe and Fred.
Yeah, for sure. But you're missing the point that they had two.
By the way, they had Coutinho.
Coutinho. No, Coutinho
was not there at the time.
You missed the point that they had two top-class, almost world-class attackers. One of them definitely was world-class, and that's Neymar and Oscar. They don't have anyone of that level right now.
World-class? That's total.
No. That's why I said he's not world-class. But he was a top quality player playing for Chelsea at the time, scoring bangers.
Can we move on?
And their defense was definitely better, bro.
Rodrygo is more compared to Barcelona. Pedri, I'm gonna repeat this again as I repeated it this morning. Pedro scored in every single final, and he was integral to Barcelona winning the treble in 2009. And I mean integral, I mean very integral. Like he was 2009, he was integral to that treble. That
2011. He didn't.
11. I'm sorry. 11. 2009 was Henry. I'm sorry. 11. So yeah, that 11 one. I think Pedro was better for Barcelona than Rodrygo is for Real Madrid.
I mean, I disagree because Rodrygo, what he did in that Champions League in 2022, and even 2024, to be honest, when he played against Man City and stuff. I don't remember Pedro having that kind of season. He always had Messi, who was the main guy. Even in that final,
Rafinha or Rodrygo?
Rafinha.
We watched Rafinha for a whole season. Nobody tells me moments now. We watched Rafinha for a whole season with Barcelona now.
The funny thing is that only changed this season. If I asked you a year ago, you would have laughed if I said
but but a whole season is a big sample size. Like I'm not one of the people, and we know that.
Andrew, you wanna know what else Pedro did? He stopped Inter winning the league.
Oh yeah. The order is Yamal, Salah, Saka, Olise. I think Olise and Saka same.
Yamal is not better than Salah, man. Sit on the floor, please.
Yamal is better than Salah.
No, he's not.
I'm Egyptian. Today, if you ask anyone tomorrow, who would start, Yamal or Salah? They would start Lamine.
No, Salah is better right now. Yamal can get better. He has a higher ceiling.
Salah is better now, but
Yeah, bro, Salah been doing it like
give it about a couple of months until September.
Maybe.
I have a better question. I have a better question. Hussam, you obviously think Liverpool is amazing right now, right? They're one of the top 5 favorites for the Champions League. Amazing team, right? And you guys probably agree as well that Barcelona is also one of the best 5 teams. They reached semi-finals last season. They're also amazing. Yes. If Liverpool and Barca play a final tomorrow, which player do you think has a better match? Yamal or Salah?
Salah, of course.
Yamal.
I think Yamal has a better match. Because Yamal in big
against
games,
Barcelona high line, Salah is gonna get like 3 assists at least.
Against bro, I think Yamal would cook the living hell out of Gyokeres. I'm not gonna lie. I think he would destroy Gyokeres so bad.
The only problem is there is Van Dijk.
Yeah,
covering
Who's
that
gonna
side.
stop Liverpool scoring?
He's played against Van Dijk when they played in
Who's
the
gonna stop
Nations
Liverpool
League,
scoring?
and he scored a banger from outside the box.
Ter Stegen, put the fries in the bag, bro.
What do you mean? But then we said the same thing before PSG, and Salah had 2 horrendous games against Nuno Mendes.
You just named
Nuno Mendes is the best left back in the world.
And Araujo doesn't start for them, by the way.
And Enrique is currently the best coach in the world, and he completely outcoached Slot.
He's the best coach in the world. I think Pep is still.
Can we go back to the conversation?
Coach.
Rodrygo stats versus Vinny. Stats for left wing. Rodrygo has better average than Vinny. Factually true. Not an opinion. Rodrygo playing at any team at left wing will excel.
The thing is, I brought this up 100 times. Yahi, take Saka from right wing, put him left wing. He's going to get half the numbers, minimum. Take Salah right wing, put him left wing. Same thing. Rodrygo can't even do the most basic move for a winger, which is cut in and shoot. That's the thing. You're taking that away. Rodrygo has a lot of pace. He's running at the defender. If he's on the left-hand side, he could just cut in and shoot, and that would at least give him 5-6 more goals per season.
We'll see how it goes. I wanted to actually touch on Dave was okay, guys. Hit that like button. Dave was on my chat yesterday, and he didn't like one bit from what we said about Chelsea. One bit. What we said about Chelsea. He was like, "You're all speaking rubbish. This is this is that." All I said is one sentence: the money that Chelsea spent on Gittens and João Pedro and other players, Chelsea could have signed players that will take them to the promised land this season. And he didn't like it. Okay, let me give you an example. Instead of signing Gittens, sign Eze. Gittens 55 million, Eze 60 million.
No.
What do you mean now? What do you mean no?
Doesn't suit what we're trying to do.
What are you trying? Ya Habibi, Eze on the left wing will actually excel for. He's not. Eze is not better. Eze is better than Gittens. Eze is better than Gittens even as a center back. Doesn't matter.
I agree with David. I think as a left winger, Gittens is better than Eze.
Oh my God!
Left winger, in the system that we play, playing Eze makes. Why would I sign Eze to make him a touchline winger? That makes no sense.
Yeah. I don't like him as a left winger, honestly. I think he's better as a 10.
Brain. Honestly, instead of just being like, Eze's name is better than Gittens, therefore he is better. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
We're not
That's like saying Van Dijk. That's like saying Van Dijk is a better winger than Harvey Barnes. He's not, right? Like, let's be honest. I know that's an extreme example, and I know Eze played left wing, but I don't think he's a good Yeah, Habibi, I know. I said.
So don't.
I agree. I just give an example, but I'm saying Eze as a left winger isn't that great. Like in my opinion.
Why would I sign Rodri to make him a box midfielder? Makes no. Why would I? It wouldn't make sense. It's not his role. That's what he does. As a touchline, one-on-one winger, Gittens is a better option than Eze. That's like.
I also think if these guys take good care of Gittens, I think in 2-3 seasons he's going to be like an incredible left winger for them. Genuinely, as long as they don't ruin him.
Make profit on him and sell him to a football club.
Yeah, then that's a stupid thing from their side. That's their own problem, obviously. But I'm saying if they start him, if they give him game time, I think in 2-3 seasons he's going to be an incredible left winger. By the way, I've always backed Gittens. I didn't want him at Arsenal only because that's not where we are. We need to challenge right now. But if you tell me get Gittens to be backup for an already top quality left winger, I would have happily taken him. He's a very good winger.
if Eze's so good at left wing, Arsenal should just sign him. They should just sign him and just leave it. Because if he's so good at left wing, then he can cover that spot and then he can cover behind Odegaard as well. He can start as the starting left winger.
But that's the plan. Adi, they can do that. That's the plan. If Rodrygo chose not to go to Arsenal, that is the plan.
I've heard Eze.
What if Rodrygo chooses Liverpool or City?
Eze plus Rodrygo. If Eze is so good at left wing, then why would they also get Rodrygo?
No one said that Eze is so good at left wing. He's not a winger. He's more of a midfielder than a winger.
So why can play that? To be a left winger then?
Then why would they sign him to be a left winger? Makes no sense.
Is Gittens even gonna? Who's gonna start at Chelsea, people? Gittens or João Pedro?
Honestly, I feel they might play Nicholas Jackson there. I don't know why. I know he's played left wing before. So people would say
I think it will be Gittens. I don't think Jackson's got any trust right now.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, honestly, based on what David is saying, if they're like, oh, we're not competing for at least the next 2 seasons, then yeah, start Gittens on the left wing. Let him
so
game,
it's
game
okay
time.
for Chelsea not to compete for the next 3 seasons.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
But fucking process that started in 2023, it's almost 2026, right? You're telling me that Chelsea will compete 2027. So 5 years in the process until you compete, and that's okay. That's adi.
Well, 3 footballing seasons, but okay, run. Yeah, 5 years.
So Arsenal competed in the 3rd year right away. 2 years.
Yeah, cool.
And by the way, Arsenal cleared out all the deadwood, and they competed the 3rd season. They didn't win.
But they didn't clear out as much as we did. They didn't have a whole ownership change. Didn't have a whole ethos change. They did. That's not what happened at Arsenal. It's completely different. Chelsea literally, the soul of the club, who had been running the club for the past 20 years and had gotten so much success, had been ripped out, not even for a footballing reason or us getting annoyed, for a reason outside of football completely. And then new people have come in with a completely different idea. And look at the squad that we had and look at it now. The amount of change that's happened is probably about the same as now compared to when Arteta first came in. But that's in an even shorter amount of time.
David, I hear all this and I completely understand, but you have to say that even if you don't have issues with FFP or PSR, you have got Champions League money, you've got Club World Cup money, and you're in the semi-finals. You could make it to the finals. Who knows? You might win it. I don't see why you wouldn't now change this model and spend on 2-3 top quality players ready to take you to win now. You might not win, as Mo said. Nobody's entitled to win a league. But you should at least challenge, because if I look at your team, most people, Mo himself will tell you your midfield is the best midfield in the league. I disagree. But anyways, a lot of people have your midfield as number 1. You have a very good striker. I like João Pedro. I think João Pedro is much better than Sesko. I think it's a very good signing. You have, I don't know who are you signing on the right wing. There was a name, but I can't remember.
Estevao. They have Estevao coming in.
Apparently he's going to Spurs. Fair enough. You have a good left back. You have a good right back. You have one good centre back. You might get another one. Why wouldn't you go make those extra 3 signings and challenge this season? Is it money constraints?
If I build my house too quickly, it will fall down.
But nobody's saying to build it too quickly. Yes, I'm not asking you to go get Rodri as a DM, and I'm not asking you to get Van Dijk as a centre back. But you can get a 25, 26, 27-year-old quality player who can challenge now.
After 10 minutes, then it's going to stink. It's not going to be good. It's
that's not
ready yet.
That's not the example now.
Yes, it is.
What?
We are not ready. But the team that we currently have is not good enough as of today. It's not built for that.
Because
it's not.
I agree, because you don't have a good centre back, you don't have a good keeper, you don't have, I'll argue, like a good right winger, for example. But let's say you go to the market, you get a quality right winger, whoever the right winger is, you get one quality centre back, experienced centre back. I'm not even saying world class. I'm not even saying someone who's won Champions Leagues and leagues. I'm saying someone who's above 25, who's quality, who's got experience, not Tosin. I mean, experience playing for a big club. Experience playing at the highest level, and you get a decent goalkeeper, you could very well challenge next season, because you already have one of the best 10s in the league. You have one of the best DMs in the league. You have a very good centre midfielder that a lot of Chelsea fans think is world class in Enzo. You have a very good right back when he stays fit. One of the best left backs in the league, according to many fans, right? And if you sign a quality right winger and a quality centre back, you have fixed 2 other positions as well. When we challenged for the league in 22-23, I can tell you this: we didn't have the best player in any position. No,
you
position
don't need
of
a
ours.
quality right wing. They have Estevao and Neto, which is
Estevao is right wing or left wing.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Right? Okay, fair enough. So there you go. You
So
have
they got like
talent.
they got the Brazilian talent that is coming up. They got Neto, who's you don't have to have the best player in every position to challenge. Neto is sufficient enough. You have other players around him.
No, you don't. I think the squad will challenge. Again, when we say challenge, my definition of challenge is you've got 5 games to
Game
go.
week 35, 36.
Distance, and you're actually meant to be there analytically. I don't think it's this season. I think it's the season after. To me, there's no point rushing and skipping out a year because your players aren't like it's not going to because I.
But you're not skipping out a year.
No.
When did your ownership come? When did your ownership come to the club? The new ownership.
I want to say it was 22.
Okay, so like 22, 23. Fair enough.
But we didn't have the sporting directors until the season after Todd Bowley came in. Because Todd Bowley did the first set of Koulibaly, Sterling, Cucurella. That's Todd Bowley. That's not this current model.
Okay, fine. Then you still have 20. Yeah, but a lot of your players were there in 22, 23. Okay, not a lot. Sorry, some of them. 23, 24, you got a sporting director, you got more players. 24, 25, you got back to Champions League. I don't understand why the 3rd season, if I go by a sporting director season, but if you go by ownership, it's the 4th season. I don't understand why in the 3rd season of a sporting director, a team that finished 4th last season, why wouldn't you be able to go that extra step and challenge? Again, when I say challenge, I mean your definition of challenge, which is you buy 2 quality players, and you're challenging for the league until game week 34, 35. You probably don't win it, but you get a lot closer. That way, the season after, you're actually in contention to win the league.
In my opinion, we're just not built for it. We're just not. The squad's aim is to be good enough. No. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. As of today, I don't think the squad is built to be winning this season. I think it at earliest is meant to be built winning next season.
What do you think it lacks? What do you think lacks right now from the squad for it to come?
I think the overall squad lacks experience, but I don't think adding in just a 28-year-old solves that problem. I think the actual
if you win the Club World Cup, if you win this Club World Cup, would you not say that's massive? No, but wouldn't you say winning 2 trophies is big experience? Because experience could be 28, 29, 30, but I'd rather have a 21-year-old who's played 200 games and won 5, 6, 7 trophies.
Yeah, exactly. In order for my 21-year-olds to have played the 200 games, they have to play this season as well. If I then suddenly
but if you win the Club World Cup, but if you win the Club World Cup, you would have won 2 trophies in the space of 2 months. Because everyone tells Arsenal, okay, forget Arsenal. I don't want to make it an Arsenal thing. Everyone tells everyone that you need to win the League Cups and these small little things to taste the winning mentality and all that kind of stuff. Well, you guys would have won 2 trophies in the space of 2 months, right? So the experience of winning something is there. The team knows how to compete because to win the Club World Cup means you have to beat PSG or Real Madrid. So you're not going to be able to coast through it, right? And you already have a team that I know didn't comfortably finish top 4, but they should have actually comfortably finished top 4 if it wasn't for some issues here and there in the middle of the season. All I'm saying basically is go from winning a Club World Cup or getting to the semi-finals or finals even and adding 2-3 players, that should take you logically from 4th to comfortably into top 4 and within okay, do you think you should be at least within 6-7 points from whoever wins the league?
What, at the end of the season?
Yes. Forget challenge. Let's say you're always 6-7 points, but you're 7 points
between 6 to 10. I'd be happy with.
That's definition of a challenge. Because that means
I think 10 is not a challenge. I think 6-7 is definitely a challenge. 10 is.
I'd like to think that by game week 34, I'm within 10 points. And then
the thing about it is that there's a lot of Chelsea fans that thought that Chelsea would finish above Arsenal last season, and they were supposed to finish above City, but they fell off. If that is the case, it wasn't David. But that means next season they should challenge and at least try. But anyway, it is what it is.
We should try to challenge, of course. But does that mean I think we're going to? No.
I think we'll see. Do you think you're going to win You think you can reach the final now?
Yeah, I think we will. I think we will.
Okay. We'll see, guys.
Bro, that
Listen,
Maresca press conference was hilarious. Did you guys see that? When he's like, listen, we play 63 games. You know, European clubs play more games than Brazilian teams. We played 63 games last season, for example. They played less. And then a journalist corrects him and says, actually, Fluminense in the same period played 70 games. So
Again,
7 games more than you guys. And go watch his reaction. He just did.
It's just
No
so,
response. He didn't say a
he
word.
was proven wrong.
no, it's not. No, but again, it's not. I love how people just like.
We're not trying to put. We're not trying to.
I'm just.
It's funny.
I'm just
saying it's funny.
No, it's funny.
It's funny,
I think it's like such a. But it's just such like a stupid like. Oh my god, you played 70 games. But it's like, yeah, they played 70 games, but it's the timing of when you play these games. They're 12 games into their new season, so they've already had their break and they've been preparing to play their season already.
Okay.
Yeah, but wait. No. He said they played.
So,
He said they played 70 games within the same period. So even if they just started their new season now, that means they had a more congested fixture back then when Chelsea were playing. It doesn't make any difference.
It does make when you have the break makes a massive difference. Because if let's say both teams get a 2-month break, but if our 2-month break was at the start of last year, so then we played 63 games back to back, and then they've had their 70 games, but they played 50 in a row, had a 2-month break, and then they played 20 games. Of course,
no, David, because if they've played 70 games in the same period, no, it doesn't, because it means even if they had a 2 months break, that means how many games did you say? 12. So that means they played 58 games in a much more congested period. So that means they need a bigger rest. Because if they're playing 58 games in a much more congested period,
they've had their rest. We haven't. We've just finished the whole season.
Yeah, but they've had a normal rest for a much more congested fixture. Anyways, I don't want to my point is, David, he said Brazilian teams played less games, which was factually incorrect. That's my point.
Anyway, listen, people, fantastic show, great show. Appreciate everyone. Actually, you guys are lacking in the likes. We're not even on 400 likes. So hit that like button. Big
And Scorapod.
I don't know when it's Scorapod, but listen.
Friday.
Hit that like button, guys, before we go. We're actually 10 subscribers or something away from 36,300. So hit that like button, like and subscribe. Hussam is live later today. Ashraf is on the Korapod, of course. And David is going to be somewhere around.
Just more honorable, not live anywhere.
Yes.
No,
we are.
Are you going to be on the first reaction, Dave?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to be.
Am I going to be there? I should be. I don't know.
You should be.
But I should be. However, if we make the
you
final,
guys want to know what I should be means in Chelsea language? If we win.
Well, I'm there when we lose most of the time anyway. But I will say it now. I'm not there for the final. Regardless of the result, I'm busy.
Fair.
Oh, okay. Fairs, guys. We'll see you guys.
Wait, who do you
later.
guys think will win it? I didn't even ask you. Who do you guys think will win it? Oh, sorry, bro.
Yes,
End it. Yalla, bye, guys. See you.
PSG, easy answer.
PSG, easy answer. PSG.